Hello folks, thanks for joining us. What I'm going to do today is you know what that is, don't you? That is pure unpasteurized butter in all its goodness, and I love it. God, tastes so good. I get this butter from the Amish. But what I'm going to do for you today is show you how to make one of these. Maybe you're a lover of butter like I am. And why do we eat butter? Because it's natural, whole food, and it's good for you, really good for you. This is what we call a butter keeper. So what we do is, in the bottom section here, it's sort of like a quarter or half filled with water. And in this section, you take your butter and you pack it into here, you see. And then you turn it upside down and you put it like that and you keep it on the countertop, and it doesn't go in the fridge. The butter stays just the right consistency so you can spread it, so you can use it. Okay, you take it out and you put it on the table like that, and you take it out of there, and when you finish with it at the end of the meal, you lift it up, put it back in the keeper. The bottom piece is the keeper. So I want to show you how to make that. I've got some clay lumps. I thought it'd be a nice little project. Let's move this over here. Yeah, something like that, and then we'll proceed. So I'm going to throw a bottom section. I mean, as you can see, we're going to make a cylinder, I suppose. Are we not? So, just have a sip of tea. So these both the top and the bottom section are basically the same weight, which is going to be in this case I'm making these 12 ounces. I'll see how I go. I may finally change that. When I see how big it is at the end of when it's finally finished, because it will shrink. I'm not really working at this stage actually to any dimensions, so what I'm going to do is, this is just one I threw off the cuff. He's like about 3 3/8 at the moment. I'm probably going to throw him obviously a little bigger than that, because that one is dry. Yes, as I eat butter a lot, you know, I keep my butter in the fridge, and of course you take it out of the fridge and you want to use it and you find that it's rather hard. So see, the butter actually goes rancid because of the oxygen in the air. So this butter keeper keeps the oxygen of the air in the air away from the butter by keeping it in a small amount of water, you see. Where is my leather? Okay, that'll do. Let's have a look. What's the height of that one? That's 3. Yeah. It's going to make it a touch taller, actually. So basically a cylindrical form, very slightly bowed perhaps in the wall. So okay, I'll take that one off, cut through. Alrighty ho. So next we're going to throw the lid. I'll just put him there. So you can see that against, he's a little bit bigger. Let's just come in for a bit of detail. Perhaps, I'm not going to come in too much. Something like that. Okay. So the important thing that we're going to have to, there's going to be 2 measurements that we're going to have to think of, aren't there? And that is, that wants to go down, up and down in there easily. It wants a little bit of play there. Also, you want a reasonable amount of depth. I may, you know, refine these after I've made them and after I use them. I may sort of think, okay, well, we need to change this or change that. But you've got to start somewhere, haven't you? So maybe somebody out there has made one of these before. I think I've made one before in the past, but oh yeah, and another dimension, and that is you see the width of the lid here in relation. You want to be able to lift the lid up, so that needs to be a little wider, doesn't it? So what was that one I measured? I threw? That was, he's actually about 3.5. So I'll make sure that that is a little bit more than 3.5. So I'm kind of like splitting the clay here now forming the inside there. I think another name for them over here in the US is butter bell, but mine doesn't look like a bell particularly. Okay, it's looking reasonable. Always with everything that we make, isn't there? There's a certain amount of design that has to go into it. So getting the height, getting the width here, and I've got to get the width there, and I've also got to get the depth there. There's a few things to think about, aren't there? Let's see now, that's 3 1/4. That's going to be too tight a fit at the minute. Got to reduce the size of this then, haven't I? This wants to be a straight. The bell part here needs to be, make sure you throw that vertically. What was the depth? How am I going to measure that? Oh, I'll use my throwing stick there. So that needs to be something like that. Yep, height is good. I think the width is it'll be okay. I'm just going to use my throwing stick here just to yeah, it's a fraction below that there, so that's good. I'm kind of thinking at the moment that the flange is a little bit much at the minute here. I've got a bit too much there. That's gone too wide, I think. Let's have a look. What's that? That's about 4 1/4. 4 1/4. Yeah, it's not too bad actually. I'm going to just reduce it though a touch using my throwing stick. Put a bit of an undercut in there. Okay. Let's leather him. Okay. Just going to bring that camera in for you just for a bit of detail. Okay, so nice and vertical in the chamber or the bell. Important widths across there, so it's good. He'll fit into here, and then you've got to measure the height here, and then the total width of the flange all the way across. There's a few little things there you've got to measure, you see. It's going to take a little bit of care, isn't it, to be able to successfully make that. And so let's whip him off. Can't remember, did I cut him? I'll cut him again. Okay. So I'm going to lift him off by lifting the cylinder here. Okay. Put him down there like that. Okay. So when I was making these, I was thinking, trying to keep it cylindrical. Something to bear in mind is that the bottom side of the lid here, to put it on the table, needs to be flat. And then I thought, well, okay, so how are we going to pick it up once it's on the table? Well, we're just going to grab it like that, you see. That's why I put those 3 lines there, to give a little bit of grip when you lift it. And for the same reason, I put these on the side here, so you can put your hand down over it. Your fingers will feel those grooves, or you take it from the side, perhaps. Whatever's comfortable. But either way, your hands are going to, your fingers are going to use those grooves there as a practical grip. A little bit of a bevel away here on the lid, I think is a nice little visual touch. And there we are. Oh yes, don't forget the bevel on the bottom there. Okay folks, that is a butter keeper. So on that note, we're going to have a little bit more butter. This is Himalayan salt in here. Okay. Eat butter, it's good for you. I hope that's been of some help to you. I hope it was an enjoyable video for you to watch. Maybe gave you an idea for a project. And not as easy to make as you might think, because you have to do a little bit of careful measuring. But that's good practice to learn how to do that. You can actually use, I've used a ruler in this case, but you can use some calipers. I don't know where my calipers have got to at the minute, they seem to have walked. But you've seen me using calipers before. So use calipers to do some of the measuring, and you may want to have a couple of sets of calipers already preset, so that you can just, you know, you've got them handy so you don't have to keep picking up a ruler all the time, like I have been. Okay, please go to my website, simonleachpottery.com. We're going to be putting some more things up on the Etsy shop. I'm making batches of these wheels at the minute. We're taking orders. If you're interested in a Leach treadle wheel in kit form, please get in touch with me. I'm looking for probably a fifth person to make up the 5 that I need, so I can get my carpenter to go ahead with making these. So if you're sitting on the fence wondering whether you should or you shouldn't get one, well, get one. You won't regret it, I tell you. And if you're serious about pottery, it's a really good investment to make. Yeah, so yeah, contact me, write to me at simonleachpottery@gmail.com. I'm in the habit these days of putting it up in the description, or I'll put it in the description, or put it in on the video itself. You know, I do some writing, put it up there afterwards when it's uploaded. So yeah, write to me, and you know, if you've got questions about the wheel, feel free to ask me, and etc. Hey folks, thanks for your time. Keep practicing. I'll see you in the next video.
I'll see you in the next video. Bye.